Hey, what's going on, everybody? How's it going? It is Sunday, September 5th. I'm Ian Douglas. I'm the author of the guide. Hey, Sethy, good to see you in chat. Hello, hello. Yeah. What's new in your world? Thanks for dropping by. I'll be doing just general Q&A today. I thought maybe I'd do a code review. I started working on the code for the October giveaway. Bit of that today. Kind of see like what all we can get into. Audio is kind of is kind of that's no bueno.
Sethy, it's definitely not you. It's definitely something with the microphone and the noise cancellation that I'm trying to do. Hopefully that'll be a little bit better. It sounds a little better on another screen, so hopefully that'll come through okay. I might turn the volume down just a little bit. Cool. Thanks for letting me know, Sethy. Yeah, I've been having some like really weird audio issues lately, so I'm not really sure what's been going on. I thought it was the cable, so I changed the cable on the mic. But I have a feeling that it's this crisp.ai tool that I use to do noise cancellation. I have a feeling that it's like over processing it or something. That it's just too, it's a bit too aggressive. So let me try making one more change. Bear with me for a moment. Let's try this. Let's see if that's going to be any better. And double check that on the screen. Seems like it's a little better. Let me know if it starts getting crackly or sort of cutting in and out again, but we'll give that a shot. Io the Beagle, hello there. Thanks for dropping by. My channel point redemption did not work.
Hello there.
It's supposed to be Obi-Wan Kenobi pop-up for the hello there redeem, and that is not working apparently. Let's see if I can go figure that one out. So let's see, when you do hello there, it's supposed to figure out which scene I'm on. Then it's supposed to activate the hello there. Let's see if I can. Is it just off the screen? Oh, there it is. Maybe that's why. Let's try that.
Hello there.
Alright, let's try that. We were chatting in DMs earlier. Glad to see chat's working now. Awesome. Considerably questionable. Hey, Whip. How's it going? Good to see you as well. That sound effect I know works. So yeah, good to see you, Whip. Cool. All right. Well, thanks for helping me diagnose audio. That's always something I hope to not have to deal with every single stream, but hopefully we got that sorted out. I've got like noise cancellation stuff because I've got kind of a noisy household. I got a couple of kids, and we got the kitchen right above with blenders, and the air conditioner duct is like right above me. So I try to turn on a bunch of noise cancellations so that you all don't have to hear that. But sometimes it's a little too aggressive, and it makes my audio cut out. So hopefully we'll see what this is sounding like for the stream today. Whip is finally back in the States again. Where were you, Whip? If you don't mind sharing, just kind of curious, were you on vacation? Was it business? I just got back from San Francisco. I was in San Francisco for a week and had a good time with some coworkers, chatted at a conference, and I did a talk at a conference and was helping out with the booth duties and all that kind of stuff. It was a lot of fun. Hanging out with coworkers is always a good time, and got a little bit of chance to explore San Francisco a little bit on Monday. If any of you know Sam KitKat here on Twitch, Sam and I actually met in person, and we hung out, and it was nice just walking around the piers and stuff like that with Sam. And well, they don't go by Sam in real life, but I'll call them Sam KitKat. I'll leave it to them whether or not they want to share their real name, so I'll just call them Sam KitKat. But yeah, Sam, Kit Kat, and I got to hang out for a couple hours and just walk around. Lesson learned: when you have brand new shoes, break them in a little bit before you walk around for several hours. I got back to my hotel that night and I had blisters so bad that they popped and bled, and my shoes were like really gross. My socks were really gross, not the shoes. But yeah, it was a really good time. And then Thursday, I got to walk around a little bit, and went down to like the Golden Gate Bridge and Fisherman's Wharf and stuff like that. So had a really good time. And yeah, just lots of walking. The only downside is I lost my Beats wireless headphones. I was really disappointed about that. They dropped out in a lift, and I contacted the Lyft driver, and they're like, "No, I didn't find them in my car." I'm like, "They were in your car. Like, I know that they were in your car because I had them in my pocket when I got in your car. When by the time you drove away, they were not in my pocket." But they claimed that they couldn't find them. So there goes a $200 pair of really nice headphones. But well, such is life. Whip is finally visited family and friends in Dubai, Philippines, and Singapore. That sounds like a really great trip. That's awesome. Tactics 47, happy Sunday to you too. Thanks for dropping by, and first time in chat. We'll give you some blinky lights in the background. You'll notice I got a new little mascot hanging out here in the background. I got the Lego kit for BD1 and put that together actually right before my trip. So let me go grab that and show that off. This is actually really, really fun to put together. So this is from was it the last Star Wars movie, or was it? It wasn't the Mandalorian, right? It was the actual like last Star Wars movie. But his head pivots, which is kind of cute. You can like, it's got a bit of a hinge, but it's also really heavy. You can also move the legs and stuff like that, and pose the legs and things like that. But yeah, really, really cool kit. So that was a lot of fun to put together. There we go. Yeah. So yeah, that was a fun one to put together. Been enjoying some Lego time lately. So the dragon's still there. The dragon just moved, up behind me a little bit more, on top of the BD1 box actually. So I still have the Star Wars probe, and I've got the trench run over here that I need to put together. I actually bought those for myself for my birthday back in May, and just never got around to building them up. They actually made really nice boxes in the background to put the stuff on. So one of these days I'll get around to building those too. But yeah, so mostly what I want to go through today, we'll definitely go through some Q&A. So if you've got questions about anything interview prep related, career prep related, you're absolutely welcome to drop those in chat. If you want to ask anything anonymously, you can send a whisper over to the bot, and that'll show up in here as well, as an anonymous question. I loaded up some new questions in our Discord community, so if you want to go check out our Discord community, you can see some questions hanging out in there. If you want to whisper me on Discord, LinkedIn, Twitter, any of those platforms, you're absolutely welcome anytime to send me direct messages, and I will answer you as best I can privately. But I may bring that question over to chat and just kind of share that information, but I'll always leave your name out of it. I never ever share somebody's name without their permission. So I want to make sure that super respectful of your privacy and things like that. If you want to ask something anonymously, you're absolutely welcome to do so. Let's see what else is going on. We got an extra donation this past week to our Diversity and Tech Fundraiser, so that bumped up a little bit. And so October is going to be our giveaway month, and so I'm started working on the giveaway code. And in the stream today, I'd actually like to go through the code review with everybody, just for transparency's sake, and kind of show you this is what I'm thinking about building. And then I've got like a few other ideas as well to kind of play into that as well. So we'll see if we can get through that, but I'll always put priority on questions. So if you've got questions, absolutely drop those in chat. Otherwise, we'll talk about the giveaway. So last fall, I basically started the idea of let's do like a 3D printed giveaway, just for the sake of doing a giveaway, and it really built up our viewership, and it was a lot of fun. We gave away a bunch of 3D printed dragons. And then this past spring, we did it with the point of like doing the diversity in tech fundraiser. And so we gave away a ton of dragons, and people were donating money, and we raised about $3,500 as a community. Half of that from all of you, half of it matched by me, and then my employer kicked in another $1,500 on top of that. So we raised $5,000, and we gave that to a group whose primary mission is to increase diversity in tech. But because that $1,500 from my employer basically maxed out my contribution for the whole calendar year, I have to wait until January for that to sort of roll over again. So this next $1,500 is just us. So this is just going to be community fundraising, and then I'm going to match whatever you all raise here. And so we'll at least make some amount of impact. But I haven't identified a new group yet. I've got 1 or 2 groups in mind, but I'm waiting to hear back from them about like how they use their finances and things like that. Like I want to make sure that it's going to a group who is working for diversity, like the sake of diversity. Like that needs to be their primary mission. But I want to make sure that they're using their finances in a responsible way. I've actually found a few groups where I'm like, oh, this group looks promising, and then you get looking at their finances, and it's like, you know, most of the money that they raise actually goes into like paying a CEO's salary, and not like the actual staff, and not into the curriculum, and not into like, you know, tuition reimbursements or scholarships or anything like that. So I want to make sure that money that we raise as a community is used in a responsible way for diversity in tech. So that's why they need to be a registered charity in the United States, so I can look at their taxes and I can kind of look over that stuff to make sure that they're going to be a good group to give that money to. Cool, thanks for slapping stickers. So yeah, so the fundraiser that we're doing in October, I was thinking we were not going to do dragons this time, as cute as the dragons are, and as much as I actually really enjoy printing the dragons. This time around, I think we're going to do something a little different. And so I started 3D printing a few things. If you've hung out on the stream last week, you would have seen some of these. But these are little 3D printed kit cards, and I've actually been in contact with one author in particular. Let's see if I can find that particular author. They actually put their name on the kit cards, so it's really great to find them. There's one. Now, it's in the wrong color, so bear with me on this. But, well, this one's not in the wrong color. So this is a land speeder from Star Wars, and it's printed in this really cool, like, sparkly orange color. But this is from Fix'em Dude. You can see the name down here in the bottom corner, Fix'em Dude. Fix'em Dude makes a lot of really cool 3D models that you'll see around different 3D printing channels. Another one that I made, which is the wrong color, is the Millennium Falcon. And basically, you take the pieces apart, like this strip here, and it's bendable, and so it's meant to like fold around and like clip into all these little hollow points and things like that to snap together and make a toy. And so my thinking for the giveaway is I'm going to buy some cardboard sleeves. I'm going to put these things in those cardboard sleeves and like mail those off to people. And because they're a little bit flexible, if it gets a little bit bent in the mailbox, it's probably going to be okay. But I've actually been chatting with Fix'em Dude about like, hey, can I use your model for the giveaway? Fix'em Dude sent kind of a blanket statement saying like, generally I'm cool if it's like for a charity thing, and I'm like, well, I like to be really transparent, so I wrote like a big long explanation about like how I want to do the giveaway and things like that, because sometimes people want to donate money, and as a thank you for donating the money, I want to give away like a whole bunch of things. And so I said, you know, I just want to be clear, like I'm not selling the models at all. And anybody who's chosen as a recipient in the giveaway, they get stuff for free all the time. But for the sake of like, you know, Star Wars and Star Trek and stuff like that, it can't appear to be selling these things. Otherwise, I'll get sued by Disney as well. Don't want to be doing that. And so what I'm thinking is I might put together like several different kits. So I've got like several little Star Wars things. I've got, Star Trek. I've got Star Wars, obviously. And then we've got like holiday trees and things like that. Some of them say like Christmas tree, some of them just say holiday tree. This one is Nicosin. So Nicosin makes a ton of these kit cards. They make all of the Star Trek kit cards. There's also this really cool, I brought the actual. Guess I didn't. But this is a catapult that you put together. And so I've talked about this on the stream before. We build this little catapult and we fling dog treats across the kitchen for the dog. I forget who made this one. They didn't put their name on the kit card. But like I want to go back through and I want to contact the people that make these models and say like, hey, like this is how I'm using your model. Is it cool that I actually like give these things away? Especially to people that donate. I want to be able to send them like a big thank you, where like maybe I send you like one of each of these things or something for a donation over a certain amount, because I need, you know, it costs money to like ship all this stuff to you. And so you're not buying a print. It's just a way of saying thank you for donating to the Diversity in Tech fundraiser. And I may contact Magai Beer just in case, because people do like the dragons. So I'll probably get in touch with Magai Beer and say, hey, like I'm doing the giveaway again. Like, is it cool if I do the dragons again? So we'll see what happens there. RC Maniac says the audio repeated 6 times, 7 times, but now it's fine. Weird. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. So yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing for the giveaway. So that's going to be kind of, well, I've got 2 giveaways. So we've got a daily giveaway, which are going to be these kit cards. Then we're going to have a month-long giveaway, which is going to be something really big, which I haven't decided yet. So I can't give you any details on that yet, but I will decide by the time we kick this thing off October 1st. So what I want to do is I want to do a code review on what I've been building as far as like how the giveaway is going to work and how you get entries into the giveaway and that sort of thing. And then from there, we'll talk a little bit about like what all that's going to look like. So let me get a couple of browser windows kind of together here. And we'll talk a little bit about what I got in mind. Also, the financial transparency page is back up to date. So if you want to do make money, you'll see my financial transparency over there. Cool. So let's chat about the giveaway. Let's go over to the code screen. So I'm going to be tracking everything in Airtable. This is just an online database. And then in chat, if you type !giveaway, you'll see your Twitch username and stuff like that show up here. I'm actually going to hide the Twitch user ID field. I can't hide that one. Shrink it though. I'm going to hide the actual Twitch user ID. So you'll see your Twitch username show up, and you also see the stream date in here. So if you do !giveaway, you'll see your name show up in this table. So go ahead and do that, !giveaway. There we go. So Whip just showed up. So yeah, so that's how you'll get a daily entry. Now, Whip, if you try and do Bang giveaway again, you should see a message saying like, hey, you're already in the system for today, so thanks anyway, but you're still in the monthly giveaway. I also need to update the total count, I guess. So it looks like the count is broken in there. But if you do Bang giveaway again, it should tell you that you've got 1 monthly entry as well. Let's make sure that that works. So yeah, so you have 1 entry from the monthly giveaway and you've already entered for today. And then I've got a command where I can do like Bang giveaway winner. So I can do Bang giveaway winner. And it's going to go randomly pick a winner for today. Say drum roll, please. Pause for dramatic effect. And then Whip got chosen. So you had a 1 in 2 chance. Congrats. And then basically I would come in here and say, okay, you've been selected as a winner. Whether or not you respond in chat, I wait for you to say something in chat. Then I mark that. And then I can say like which prize you're going to get. And then collect your address and stuff like that. And so we'll go through those kinds of things. Now, if I do Bang giveaway winner again, it's not going to select Whip again because they've already won for the day. But there will be the opportunity to be selected as a giveaway recipient for the monthly one later on. And so we want to make sure that all of your entries in here are going to counter for the whole month. And then, but for the daily one, then I can basically come in and I can draw as many winners as I want on a daily basis. So we'll go from there. Looks like we had a question from Sati, so let's go over there and that I have an event coming up organized by my school with 3 companies based in Winnipeg who hire junior level software developers and analysts. It's via Zoom. My question is, how should I approach these meetings? the individuals from these companies my questions, how it can benefit me in getting a job at these places. So, cool. Okay. Hey, Daddy Wise, good to see you as well. So we'll get back to the giveaway in a sec. Let's answer this for Sethi. I'm gonna start a clip, and we will go from there. We had a question come in chat from Sethi saying, I've got an event coming up that's being organized by my school with around 3 companies in my area who hire junior level software developers and analysts, and it's all over Zoom. My question is, how should I approach these meetings? To the individuals from these companies, what questions should I ask? How it can benefit me from getting a job at these places? Cool. Well, let's break this down into a couple of bits here. So your school is organizing a recruiting event, which is fantastic that your school is going through that kind of effort. Even though it's over Zoom, I think it's totally okay. The fact that they're in your geographic area is a big plus for you, even though you had an offer from the place out on the East Coast that you didn't want to take. What I would do is I would go to the event and say, I've got a standing offer from another company out in Nova Scotia, but I want to stay local. So that would be the first thing that you want to mention to them. Just tell them you've got an offer in hand, but you want to stay local. That lets them know that you're able to get through a software interview process already. You've already got an offer, but that you're willing to turn it down if you can find something local instead. So you don't have to say you're not going to take the offer, but just say, I have an offer, but I would prefer to stay local. That's the first thing that you want to tell these companies. From there, the kinds of questions that you're going to ask them are going to be related to what they do as a company, and make sure that it's what you want to do. Is it the kind of software development that you want to do? Now, your first job isn't going to be your dream job. I will tell you that right off the bat, and this is advice that I give people all the time. You don't want your first job to be, you don't want your first interview to be your dream job, because if the interview doesn't go well, then you don't get that dream job. But your first actual job, your first paying job, may not be the ultimate, this is what I want to do as a developer. And so that's okay. You don't have to make that first job something that you absolutely love. You're gonna feel a lot of pride and happiness about that job, and you're gonna think very fondly on that company for a while because they hired you. Unless things really go sideways and it's a horrible company, then you're just gonna hate them. But I think back on my very first tech job out of college, working at an operating system company, and it was a fantastic company. They were very supportive until I wanted to leave. And then they kind of showed some true colors, but that's a whole other story. That first job doesn't have to be your dream job. That first job, you just want to get your foot in the door, get some experience for a year and a half, and then you can basically exit from there and go find something else that is more maybe aligned with what you actually want to do. And so you never have to worry about, this first job isn't exactly what I want, or this first job offer that I got isn't exactly what I want. Sometimes you just need experience. I think in the industry right now, any kind of job that you can get, I think is going to be good to hang on to. Even some big FAANG companies are starting to do layoffs. Google and Facebook hit the news recently that they're starting to do layoffs. So, any kind of job that you can get, I think is worth getting and worth hanging on to. I think that it's going to be worthwhile. But again, it doesn't mean you have to stay there forever. Stay there long enough, build up a little bit of experience, and then you can move on from there and other people will hire you. So what kinds of questions do you want to ask? You want to ask them questions specific about like what they do, who their customers are, what your day-to-day process is going to be. You'll want to ask them questions about how they find work. Like if it's a consultancy kind of company, you want to find out like how do you get consultancy customers. If it's a product-based company, you could ask like how do you sort of build the product? How do you decide which features to build and when it's time to build certain features? How does the team get input as to what they want to build? Just because management comes down and says we want to add this feature, to this, this part of the application or the website, who makes that decision? Like, does the team get any kind of say in the feedback loop on that, as far as planning that out? And then who sets the deadlines on how long things should take? Who does the estimations and things like that? You want to try to find out as much of that kind of information as you can. That'll give you a pretty good glimpse into how they work as a company. And then how can it benefit you from getting a job? I mean, first and foremost, it's local. You're probably going to get more money if it's just a straight like software development job or analytics type of job, as opposed to the job that the company on the East Coast offered you. where it was going to be like more industrial programming with a lower pay, these jobs may pay a little bit more. If it's meant to be like a dedicated software development type of role, you'll probably make a little bit more money. So it would be worth talking to them about all of those things. So I mean, the main benefit though is that it's local to you, or way more local than that other company. That would be your primary benefit. The fact that you've already got that offer in hand, I think, is really going to help you out. You don't have to disclose a lot of information about it. You don't generally want to tell them that the offer is really low, because then they might think like, oh, well, we can offer, Sethi like really low money too, because, this other company did. They're going to be fair about it. So you want to ask them like what the range of the salaries are. You should always ask that before they start asking you like, how much money do you want to make? You can say like, tell me about the interview process. What's the salary range going to be? I have an offer in hand, but I'd prefer to stay local. And then start the conversation from there. From there, find out what their technical interview process is going to be. How many rounds are there going to be? How many different stages are there going to be? Are you going to have to do like a take-home assignment? You could say like, hey, with this offer in hand, I do have like a bit of an expiration that I need to think about. Like, is there anything we can do to hurry up the process a little bit? They may be willing to skip some steps because they'll see that the fact that you've got a job offer, that you can get through a process, that you've probably done some code and things like that. They may be willing to skip some steps. They may not, but you never know. I mean, you won't know unless you ask. So definitely ask those kinds of questions. Follow up in chat. Should I be asking the people I meet for their LinkedIn? How should I follow up? Yeah, absolutely. Try to get LinkedIn connections as much as possible. I generally recommend that anyway. You want to try to build up that network as much as possible, because you're going to get a job through networking way faster than just applying to companies. So as much as possible, yeah, you absolutely want to build up your network. And then find out like, hey, do you know anybody else that you could introduce me to? Like, is there anybody else in your network that you think I should talk to and meet and get to know? They'll probably recommend like, oh yeah, you should totally talk to this other person. Try to see like, do you know anybody else that's just kind of new in their career that I could talk to about like how they're getting started and how they're doing at their first job in tech? Like, I'm sure everybody in tech knows somebody that just got their very first job and would love to sort of introduce you and give you kind of like a peer that you can network with. So absolutely, yeah, everybody you interview with, definitely get their LinkedIn, connect with them, and let them know like, hey, can I get your LinkedIn? I'd like to connect and start building up my network a little bit more. And is there anybody else that you'd like to introduce me to, or that you think I could get introduced to, just to kind of build up my network a little bit? I'm sure people are going to be more than happy to do that for you. Aside from that, yeah, I mean, once you start talking to these companies and start getting in their interview process, then it's up to you. You got to get through the interviews. So continue to study, continue to work on like tech challenge type things and remembering your algorithms and things like that. Make sure that you are, just keeping those high level kinds of ideas in mind. Like, how do I solve this particular pattern of problem? Because you don't necessarily know what you're going to get. If they give you a take home challenge, like work on it as soon as you can, try to get it out of the way. You don't want to do it fast. Like, you don't want lower quality just to get it to them faster. As a hiring manager, that's something that I saw a lot. When people would do a take-home assignment, they would try to finish it quickly and the quality of it would suffer. So there's a balance between speed and quality that you want to try to make on any kind of take-home assignment. So if you do get given some sort of like, hey, go code this thing and bring it back to us, make sure that you're checking it over for quality. Maybe have a friend code review it and just say like, look this over for quality. Is there something I could do better before I hand it in? Generally what I recommend is try to find out from them if they have a due date, and then aim for about 75% of that due date. So if they give you 5 days to hand it in, try to hand it in on day 3. If they give you a week to hand it in, try to hand it in like day 4, day 5. Don't wait till the last minute. That's what they don't want to see. And being first in line is not always the best either, because it means that you did it really, really quick and you might have missed some things. I saw that all the time. I would give out all of my take-home challenges on the same day to like a whole bunch of people that I would interview. I'd say, okay, I'm going to hand this thing out on Thursday, and you'll have the weekend, and you need to hand it back in by Monday. And I would start getting things sent back to me Thursday night, which honestly didn't look good, or they missed some steps, or just wasn't the quality that I was looking for. And the other time that I would start getting my submissions would be like first thing Monday morning at like 8 a.m. when this thing was due at 9 a.m. Well, that tells me that as a hiring manager, everything I give you, you're going to do at the last minute. And that's not what I want to see either. I want to know that if you've got questions, you're going to ask those questions up front. So I would expect like Thursday night, ask me questions. Friday, you're going to work on it. If you get, other questions, it's going to come up on Friday. Saturday, Sunday, I don't pay attention to my work email. And so if you sent me questions over the weekend, I wouldn't answer them. And the most common question I would honestly get would be Monday morning saying, can I have an extension? I would say no, but thank you for applying. Because again, as your boss, if something comes up, I need to know that something came up. So, you need to let me know as soon as possible. Don't let me know the day of the deadline that you're not going to make the deadline. And so I think all those things would probably play in well, especially for a university level event where companies are coming knowing that they're going to be looking for entry level talent. I think that that'll be a good start. So make sure that you're asking them good questions and thoughtful questions, and not just asking like, what's the day-to-day like and what's your job like there? Like, don't ask those kinds of questions. They get a little boring for the interviewer. You want to ask them something that challenges their thinking a little bit. And I've got other videos that you can go check out on the YouTube channel. Here it is. So youtube.com/Ian Douglas. You can go check that out. I've got other videos on there that you can go find about questions to ask and like how to come up with those kinds of questions. I did a whole panel interview with folks about like what questions to ask at an interview. And good luck. Hope that goes great for you. RC Maniac follows up, says, maybe a different kind of question. My company had layoffs as a result. Many teams are smaller than before. I've been asked to pair with another dev, internal, already past tech interview stuff, and do a couple hour pairing session with them to determine if they would fit in with the team. One reason I was chosen was because I have the most thorough PR reviews, and this is like a real-time PR. How do I actually give proper review of them instead of just directing them to do X, do Y? So you want to ask them questions and just say like, hey, is this the best way that you could do this? Can you think of another way that you could do this? Instead of saying like, do X and do Y, just say, do you think that, if you were code reviewing this and you saw this code, what would you recommend the person do? Like, how could we improve this? Or, this code works. How would you debug this to check that this is the fastest that we could make it? Is there any kind of improvement we could make around memory use or call stack use or just overall CPU instructions and things like that? You want to ask them questions that are going to get them thinking about what they have built and how they can improve it. So you want them to come to the realization of like, oh, you know what, I could move this line of code over here and that like improves the efficiency. You want them to discover that, as opposed to you saying, hey, this code block right here isn't ideal. If we move this to here, then it'll be better. That is part of it. But I think that would be a better discussion overall, because if you're going to work with this person, you need to communicate well with them. But as an interviewer, your job is to ask kind of leading questions to lead them to the answer and not just giving them the answer, especially if it's like a multi-hour kind of work process. The other thing that I would do is I would go back and forth between driver navigator if you're pairing, part of it where you're typing and they're directing you what to do, even if it's only high level. Get them to think about like, how would I, are we going to test drive this? How are we going to write the test? What kinds of things should we test? And then again, you need to ask them questions about, are these the best sort of unit tests that we can write? Can you think of any other edge cases that we should think about? Have you ever had other edge cases come up, or tell me about other edge cases that you've handled in the past? Like, you want to get them talking kind of like behavioral questions and technical questions, explaining like how they do what they do and why they did what they did, and improvements that they found in their own code or in a teammate's code. And then switch, have them type, and you give them direction. Say, okay, now you type. And if it's a remote thing, then it can be a little bit tricky. But if you're over Zoom, you can actually give them access to your keyboard and mouse. So it's still like on your desktop, but now they're controlling your keyboard and mouse. So you can set that up when you share your screen. You can say, I want the other person to use my keyboard and mouse. They won't have access to all the hotkeys on your system, so you don't have to worry about them really messing something up. But like, they won't be able to copy and paste, for example. So they might say, oh, I want to copy and paste this thing here. They should be able to do it with mouse clicks, like right clicks on the mouse and stuff like that. But you want to see them actually do some code as well. So it is going to be over Zoom. Okay. So you want to watch them do some code without having them to like download and build the whole environment. Like let them use your environment. So make sure your environment's kind of sanitized, or that you can do like a sandbox kind of environment that, you know, if they mess something up, it's not going to destroy your system. So that might be one consideration to work through there. You know, whether you use like an online editor where you can like pull down the code or something like that, or use like use the coding tool on GitHub or something like that, where you hit the dot and it goes into the online VS Code or something like that, where they can make changes to code, but it's not actually going to impact your actual environment. But you want to see them typing code, where you give them direction, say, cool, let's go add some more unit tests. Go write me a unit test that checks for, you know, this range limit, or go checks for, you know, did they enter a poop emoji as their username? Like, let's go write a test to make sure that users can't put in emojis or whatever in their username. And just give them really high level direction and have them talk through their process. And then, you know, you can kind of switch back and forth. So if you're going to be doing it for a couple hours, I would do like half-hour rotations. Say, cool, I'm going to take over for the next half hour. You tell me what I should do. And I'll worry about the syntax and I'll worry about where to put the code. But then give it to them and say, all right, you try. You try to figure out where that code belongs. You try to figure out where that test should be. How do we run those tests and so on. Is basically asked for them to try and help on a feature that I'm working on. So it's a real feature. I like the idea of switching back and forth. Like you want them to give you direction where you can worry about the syntax. But you can also do that too. Like if they're driving, like they're the one actually typing and they get stuck, you can say, okay, cool, I'm just going to grab the keyboard from you real quick. Like don't just jump in and start typing. Always let them know, like, hey, I'm going to grab the keyboard for a sec and the mouse, and, you know, I'm going to like go fix this real quick. So hands off for a second. I'll fix this real quick. And then I'll give you the keyboard back, and then, you know, fix what you're doing. Then say, okay, cool, I'm done. So you get the keyboard back. Now let's go back into the driver navigator kind of thing. I think that switching off back and forth, it gives everybody a bit of a break from being the one typing and also being the one sort of directing the work. Because directing the work is also kind of that high level thinking and decision making and problem solving that you also want to see during an interview. You want to make sure that they can kind of work through all of those. All right, awesome. Well, thanks for those questions. So let's go back to the giveaway and let's chat about that a little bit more. Right when I did the switch over Daddy Wezzy, I did a bang giveaway and got in there. So if you want to try that out, just do ! Giveaway. It looks like I do have to fix a bit of code there. So let me pull up my browser. Let's see. Oh, I need to pick which VS Code. Right here. This one. All right. So let's go fix that. So the very first time that you enter the giveaway, it's coming up with a bad count. So we want to go fix that. So on the giveaway, these are the parts that I do, and now this is where the user's coming in and saying, okay, like you have to be a follower. So that's the other thing I'm gonna sort of mandate is you have to be a follower of the channel in order to get entered into the giveaway. And then if you're a follower, then great. And otherwise, basically, it's looking at kind of the October table in the database to say, you know, does this user already have an entry? And then it'll say you've already entered and you have this many entries so far. So it looks like the count of entries, which it should have been grabbing from up here to determine whether you already had. So this is where Airtable gets a little weird around like how it's doing the search and how it tries to figure out like how many things there actually are. So filter by formula, where your Twitch user ID. So the curly bracket here, this is basically Airtable's syntax for saying if this field in the table matches a string, and that string is coming in here from your Twitch user ID. So when you send a message of ! Giveaway, let's walk through the code here a little bit. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm figuring out like which channel is this for. So on my bot, like you see the ID 736 bot, that's basically where I do all of my code. So I can run this right now. It's called ProdBot. I actually have another version of it called TestBot, which is basically a symbolic link. And so if I run the script as TestBot, it actually does everything over on the bot's channel, not my channel. And so I don't have to be online, I don't have to be streaming, and I can still work on the code offline. So this is basically figuring out which channel are we dealing with, and then who's the user, who sent the Bang message or the Bang giveaway message, who actually authored that message. And then we're figuring out, okay, who's the stream, like go get like an active stream if you're actively streaming. And then I just print that information out in the terminal just so I can kind of see some debug. And this is basically saying like, what time did the stream start? This is just checking like what's today's date so that it can put that date in the database, because that's populating basically here as the stream date. Oops, let me go back to here. It's basically checking this column here. Like it basically populates this column with the stream date. So from there, this is basically just doing a check. Like if I'm in test mode, then just assume that today's date is the stream date. Otherwise, like, you know, tell the user like, sorry, like the stream is offline. You can't do Bang giveaway unless Ian's actually streaming. And then it just quits at that point. Otherwise, it connects to Airtable. And then it's figuring out if it's me. So if the broadcaster, so if I do Bang giveaway, what this should show us is a status of how many daily entries there are, how many monthly entries there are. So it's going to go do a lookup, and it says, okay, the daily giveaway today has 3 entries. The overall monthly giveaway has 3 entries from 3 users. Good luck, everybody. And so it's going through and it's just like, it's iterating over the database and counting all these things. And that's basically what this block of code is doing here. Is it's basically saying, go iterate over everything that we see 100 entries at a time. And it's doing its own pagination behind the scenes. This is all taken care of in the Python library. And then says, okay, for every entry, there's a monthly entry. And then it's keeping a unique list of all the users. So we're putting all of them into a set. Just so we can say, you know, we had 50 unique users over the month, you know, enter the giveaway, or we had 100 or 200 or 500, you know, unique users. But then we're also counting every time you enter. So every time I stream, you'll be able to do Bang giveaway, and you'll be entered into that daily streams giveaway. But that's going to give you 1 additional entry into the monthly giveaway. So if you show up every time I stream, you're going to have multiple entries in the monthly giveaway. And so the more often you come by the stream, the more chances you're going to have of being picked for the monthly giveaway. So we're not going to be doing it based on the duration of time that you've been following, like I did the last giveaway, where I said, you know, the longer you've been following, the more tickets you get and things like that. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. Thanks for dropping by. Hey, GBav, good to see you as well. You're up early on a Sunday. Hope things are going great for you. Good luck today. Thanks, man. We're just chilling. We're just looking over the giveaway code that I wrote for October's giveaway. Oh, it's football day. That's right. Yeah. Good luck with your fantasy football league. Go sports ball. Go score a run down touch goal thing. Awesome. Thanks for dropping by, GBav. Go give GBav a follow. Very entertaining streamer if you like gaming. Plays a lot of Madden right now. A little bit of Fortnite, though not much Fortnite. But if you're really into Fall Guys and games like that, go check that out. Really fun to go follow. Yeah, I'm too funny. Yeah, I don't give a rip about football. So, I mean, I'll sit down and I'll watch a game, but like I couldn't tell you like any player's name right now. Any player that I try to name has probably been retired for like 15 years or more. So cool. Yeah, go give GBav a follow. Really entertaining guy to go watch. It is a sports day. It's important for my company. All right. Well, there you go. So yeah, so basically every time I stream, you'll have the chance to do exclamation point giveaway, and that'll enter you into the daily giveaway, but also give you another entry into the monthly one. And I wanted to do that on purpose. So if you come by all the streams and you're going to have lots and lots of entries, you'll have a better chance of being picked for the monthly giveaway, which I haven't figured out yet. I'm thinking it might be a Lego kit or something. Maybe multiple. We'll see. Might have like multiple to give away. We'll kind of see how it goes over the course of the month. So that's basically where it's going to go figure out, okay, well, we had 500 unique users, but we've got like thousands of entries. That's because all those people came for like multiple daily entries, and they've all got multiple entries into the monthly giveaway and so on. Then we're just counting like how many of those were today's stream, so that we get those counts of like, you know, so far we've got 3 from today, we've got 3 total for the month from 3 total users, and so on. Well, 4 now because GBAV also is in the giveaway. And then basically, like, if the only thing I typed was bang giveaway, then it's just going to print this out. If I type other things, I do bang giveaway monthly, then we're going to like pick the monthly winner. And if I just do bang winner, it's going to pick just from a daily one. So it's going to figure out whichever days or whatever today's date is, and it's going to go find somebody who just entered on today's date. So, for example, I'm going to go back over to the database here, and I'm going to change Whip's entry to say Whip entered yesterday. So if I come in here now and I say bang giveaway winner, then it's going to randomly choose GBAV. GBAV randomly won nothing at all. Congratulations, GBAV. And if I try and do more and more winners, we should never see Whip get chosen because I'm only looking at today's date. And so because Whip entered yesterday, when I do bang giveaway winner, I may want to change this to daily or something instead of actually using the word winner on this. So we see that Whip never came up. It's picking from everybody else. And because I haven't actually selected anybody as a winner, we're going to see the same person, you know, over and over. So GBAV has been drawn, so we'll say GBAV's a winner. So now if I come back in and I keep doing winner, like GBAV isn't going to get chosen again. But also notice that Whip never gets chosen because it wasn't today. So what I want to do is I actually want to change that keyword from winner to actually just be daily instead. Because the thing with giveaways is we don't want to make it sound like you've won something. You've been chosen as a recipient in a giveaway, because there are laws in some countries about like what you can do as a giveaway and things like that. And so that's why I had to like use words like you've been chosen, not like you have won, you know, something. So I want to be careful about the language on that. So I think I'll do daily and then monthly. I think that'll make sense from a coding point of view, and then just the visibility, like when people see me drawing things. So we'll say like giveaway daily, and that'll pick a daily giveaway recipient. You got to be careful to like not use the word winner. And then for the monthly one, basically it's going to go through all of the entries and just say, okay, based on all the entries that we got for the whole month. So now if I do, if I switch back over to here, oops, screen, go back over to here and do winner monthly. Now Whip should have a chance to show up as a monthly winner. Unless that doesn't work at all. Oh, not bang winner, bang giveaway monthly. I just said I got to get rid of the word winner out of my vocabulary here. So now it's choosing a giveaway recipient, and it should be choosing from everybody, except it crashed. Did it crash? Yep, I got an error. All right, so live debugging, we already broke it. So what broke? String indices need to be an integer. Okay, so it actually picked somebody. You had a 1 in monthly entries chance. All right, so we got to go fix some code. So the problem was on line 431. Let's go take a look at what happened there. So line 431. So it had a problem in here. So based on the winner, again, I want to change the so the winner is doing a random choice based on all of the usernames that we collected. So what we had up here is we've got all the Twitch user IDs being stored in that set, because people can go back and change their username, and I want to make sure that they don't lose track of their entries if they change their username throughout the month. So that's why I'm tracking everything by their user ID in Twitch. So what I want to do is I've got that user ID here. We're randomly picking them, and then I actually have to go look them up. So once I draw a user ID, I actually have to go look them up out of Twitch's database and say who's user 12345, and it's going to go look them up and return that. That's why this part didn't work. Because the winner is not coming from Airtable. Airtable would be this field's Twitch username thing, but we're not drawing them from Airtable. We're actually drawing them from here. So we need to go change this. This is going to be, this will be user. Oops. This is going to be user dot like display name. And there's also a possibility that whatever ID that I use, if they get banned from Twitch or something like that, that they get deactivated. And so they, like, the user that I randomly pick here may come back as a none value. And so I don't want to choose them if they get banned or something like that. All right, so oops, let's all my screens just got minimized. I hit the wrong key here. Load screen, browser screen, screen go. There we go. All right. So let's go restart the bot and try that again. So here, restart the bot. And this is all being stored in databases, and so I don't have to worry about like restarting my bot and losing entries and things like that. Let's go fix this screen size here. Y'all can see what I see. It's enough anyway. Cool. So we restarted the bot. So now if I do giveaway monthly, no, it failed again. So it doesn't have an attribute display name, but it should have. My winner is Bobby Droptails. Har. Touche, RC Maniac. Touche. All right. Let's go figure out what's going on here. By the way, lots of folks in chat. So feel free to drop hello in chat and let me know what's going on. If you want to help me out with some testing, just do ! giveaway. Not actually doing the giveaway. We're just getting this code ready for October. And if you want, I'll go back and show you some of the stuff that we're going to be giving away. But yeah, so we need to go figure out the actual user here that we need to do. All right, so we got a new entry in here. So this is basically showing, you know, how that how Wizard got an entry in there. Looks like Whip is trying to get in there again. All right, so let's go back over to the browser. Let's see what we got in our browser now. So Whip tried to get in there. You've already entered the giveaway today, but it wasn't for today. It was a I know why. So what I'm storing over here as part of your user ID. So this is a combination of the date and your user ID. And so when you try to enter, it actually looks at this value here to go, oh, you've already entered before. So Whip, tried again. So do bang giveaway again, Whip, and you should see another entry show up in here. Because I only changed the stream date. I didn't change this key over here. So Whip, if you do bang giveaway again, you should see another entry show up here for Whip. There we go. All right, so that's that. So that worked, right? I can't just go in and like change the stream date. I can actually like go in and look at this one. The stream date is actually used to go figure out like, okay, go draw a daily recipient, not winner. Go draw a daily recipient. It's going to filter it down to just that date, but this field is figuring out whether you've already entered for the day or not. Doing the combination of these two fields or the field of this plus your user ID, it was just quicker just to put that as the actual primary key in the table, and just making a compound key out of that. Cool. All right, so let's go clear GBAB as winner. All right, so that worked, but drawing the monthly recipient didn't work. So we don't have dot display name the way that I thought that we did. So when we get that user field back from Twitch, we need to go figure out like what do we have access to from there. So let's go print out all of the settings for the user object that we get back. And then let's go restart our bot. Try that again. All right, so let's go back over. Let's show that screen while we're working here. So giveaway monthly. So on the monthly one, basically, I'm going to run the monthly giveaway like the first stream in November. So we're going to have the entire month of October. Every time I stream, you'll get a chance to enter the daily giveaway for that day that I stream, as well as get another entry for the monthly giveaway as well. All right, so we don't have display name. We do have all of these other fields though, but I got a user object back. What kind of object is it? Oh, I'm getting back an array. That's the problem. Okay, I need to get them out of an array. So it's a list right now. All right, so let's go back over to the code. So my user is going to be the first element that we get back. So I'm giving it an array of one thing. So the lookup that I have to do using this Twitch library is you're saying I want to fetch a list of users based on a list of IDs. And even though I'm giving it a single ID value, it's giving me back a list every time. So I want to make sure that I get back that first entry. And then if it comes back with nothing, then it couldn't find a match. And so it's just going to sit in here and it's just going to, pick another one. I should probably say, like, if that's none, I should probably delete them from the monthly. A lot of to-do item for myself. Remove user from monthly list, monthly set if no lookup worked out. Although it's going to be pretty minimal that's going to happen anyway. So let's go restart the bot and we'll try this again. And hopefully this time it'll work for us. Now if I do giveaway monthly. Routine object is not subscriptable. So users was never awaited. Oh. Alright. I'll go run that again. Just, so I need to do an await. So I do an await on the lookup. Where did that fail? Line 429. I did do an await. What are you talking about? A routine fetch users was never awaited. But I am awaiting it. I'm awaiting it right there. Oh, I need to do the await before I do the subscript. So then I need to say user equals users 0. So I can't do element 0. I can't do all of that and do the subscript of 0 to get the index offset until the await finishes. That's basically what I was complaining about there. So by having the array element here, it was basically saying go do all of this, including that array index offset, and then wait for all of that to finish. And what this was basically saying is you have to do the await on all of this and then do the 0 index offset. So I need to fetch all users and then grab user 0 off of that afterward. Sorry, I just realized I wasn't showing the code editor. So by having the array offset here on this line, it was basically saying we have to go run this whole instruction, including that array offset, and then wait for that to finish. And what was happening is it was trying to do all of this plus the 0 index position, saying, wait, I don't have a 0 index position because you didn't wait for the client to come back. So we're just going to grab all of this as a list of users, and then we'll grab position 0 off of that once that await finishes. And then we'll print out that information. Hopefully we'll get the user that we're looking for. At that point, we should have a user object with a display name, and it should say that person was chosen. So let's go back and restart the bot. And then we'll do another giveaway monthly. Well, feel free to drop a hello in chat. Let me know where you're from. Give me a follow if you're not following. I generally help out with interview prep advice and career prep advice. And as part of that, I do a diversity in tech fundraiser. And we're going to be doing a giveaway in October for that. So cool. Whip was chosen as a monthly recipient. You had a 1 in 6 chance. Congrats. Please respond in chat to claim no prize whatsoever. And if I repeat the command, so I should be able to do this again and again. Also, Io the Beagle asked to answer a silly rapid fire question, so we'll definitely get into that. Back over to the browser. And one of the things I have bookmarked here somewhere is funny questions to ask. Let's go grab one of these at random. What are some fun ways to answer everyday questions like how's it going or what do you do? I would probably come up with something goofy like I'm a quality assurance tester at a peanut butter factory to determine that the crunchy peanut butter is actually crunchy enough to meet our standard. Like just something really off the wall. Yeah. What would all of you think? How would you answer the question? Fun ways to answer everyday questions like, you know, what do you do? Feel free to drop some ideas in chat for us. And with that silly question, my viewer count just dropped. That's great. All right, so we'll keep going on the giveaway stuff then. Apparently, the funny questions is not what people are here for. So we'll go back to the actual giveaway content here. Cool. So Whip had a couple of entries. Had a 1 in 6 chance because you were 1 in 6 total entries over the course of the month. You were one of 5 unique users, and so if I were to come in here and do something like giveaway, like just bang giveaway, what it's going to do is it's going to say, okay, you know, we had 5 daily entries for today. The monthly entry has 6 different entries from 5 unique users. So all those counts are working okay now. So that seems to work out okay. I put 0s and 1s in a very specific order. That's a great answer, Fool. So that's a perfect answer. So Whip's trying to do a giveaway, but you've already been in there. So you have 2 entries for the monthly giveaway. So what I want to do is, did we fix the bug where if you have not entered the giveaway for the day, that it gives you an accurate count? So let me delete Whip. I'm just going to delete your entries for a sec. Whip, go ahead and enter the giveaway again. I'm trying to remember if I fix the bug where the very first time you enter for the day that it comes up with an accurate count. All right, so we got an entry, 0 total entries. Okay, so we need to make sure that that includes the entry that you just entered. So something in that count didn't work. And that's going to be down here, or the code. So we're getting down here. You have to be a follower. This is where we're trying. Oh yeah. So it was the number of entries here that we're trying to grab. And we're getting all the way down here to the bottom where we're getting a count of your total entries, but that total entries came back empty right now. Whip, when you entered the second time, I want to scroll back through chat. So it was interesting. It's going to tell you that you've already entered for today, but also that you've got 1 total entry. So coming back later, it worked. Let's see. So once you have entered, so this is basically just checking whether we've already picked a winner for today. If not, we're sending them the message saying, congratulations, you've already... Oh, this is why. Because when you haven't entered yet, your entries are 1 less. This needs to be length of entries plus 1. And if you... So once we add that entry, then we need to just add 1 to the length, because it's going to go retroactively count how many entries you had. Then it's going to insert this one, and then we're telling you how many total entries that you've got. So yeah, I think it was just a off by 1 error. Let's go back and restart the bot. And Whip, I'm gonna remove your entry. Okay, Whip, try and enter again. So just do bang giveaway for me again. And it should say you've been entered, you've got 1 total entry. Hey Graxy, good to see you in chat. Thanks for the first time chat. I'll give you some blinky lights here. Hello. So we're building a giveaway bot. So I'm doing a custom giveaway code kind of thing. As part of my channel, I like to give people advice on tech interview prep and careers in the tech industry and so on. But I'm doing a fundraiser for diversity in tech. And so as part of that effort, I do a giveaway twice a year. The last big one was the whole month of May, and the next one's going to be October. And so I wanted to kind of come back and revisit the giveaway code and make sure that it's kind of fair, but also do it in a transparent way that everybody can see what I'm doing. So you can see there's nothing shady going on. You're seeing exactly how the entries go in the database, how I'm drawing recipients out of the database and things like that, just so everything's on the up and up. Because you know, there's been some scrutiny over like using stream elements, you know, giveaway thing that seems to always pick the same people like over and over, or you get on a streak. Like I got on a streak about 3 weeks ago where I won on like 4 different people's streams. I won Filament, I won Lego on 2 different streams, I won Filament on 2 different streams, I won a bottle of Gloop on another 3D printing channel. Like I won a whole bunch of stuff all within the span of a couple of days because everybody was using stream elements. And that was the first time I'd won anything in months. But the last time I won, I also won several things at a time. And so I think that there's some kind of like weird quirky thing in Stream Elements giveaway bot where when you're entering these giveaways, it's giving precedence to people that have recently won as opposed to the what you would presume would be the other way around. Like if I've recently won, I should get like a lower chance of winning than somebody else. And so I'm writing all my own code for this basically, and just making sure that it's really transparent so anybody can come in here and scrutinize like this is exactly what this bot is doing. You know, you're getting an entry in the database table, it's picking an entry out of that database table, everything's kind of randomly picking through, and so you know there's nothing improper about this. There's no sort of weighting or anything like that as far as like you get priority over someone else, like a subscriber gets more entries or anything like that. Like I don't have anything like that. The giveaway that I did back in, was it August or July? I did a big giveaway in July. I think July or August. Might have been August. I gave away a 3D printer where basically I said, the longer you followed me on Twitch, the more entries you get. And so, you know, if you just show up for the giveaway and you're just like, okay, well now I'm going to follow you because I want to get on the giveaway, then you get like 1 ticket because you only followed me for 1 day. But people that have followed me for a year, they get 300 tickets because they've been following me for a year kind of thing. And so every day that you were a follower, basically you got that many tickets into the giveaway. And so I did that on purpose. And again, I did a code review around that on purpose because I wanted to show people like, hey, if you've been following my channel for a long time, you have a better chance of winning because you're my target audience. My target audience aren't people that just show up for the day of the giveaway and want like a free handout. So you still have a chance of winning or being picked as a giveaway recipient. We got to not use the word winner on these things because it's, you know, there are laws and stuff around giveaways and legalities and stuff like that. And so we have to call them recipients. But I want to make sure that I'm really transparent with how I'm building this code so that everybody's got a sense of trust of like, no, this is what's actually happening here with all this. It's an anecdote about life. The rich get richer. Yeah. It's important that Twitch kiddies learn that lesson. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is about the Stream Elements giveaway bot, but yeah, it seems that if you win something on Stream Elements, you need to go enter everybody's giveaway that uses Stream Elements because it somehow increases, in my perspective, it somehow increases your chance of winning on other giveaways because I've seen it myself. Like I got on a streak and I won like 4 or 5 things on various other streamers who all use Stream Elements giveaway bot. Now the lack tools that like Amish Ace uses and the other ones where it's like the you know, you see all the names scrolling by and it's a little monster or whatever and you're sort of dangling in front of it, and once you say something in chat it like zaps the monster out of the way. It's that really cool animation. That one's a lot more random. And that one I have not seen any sort of streak, but I've seen winners on a streak using Stream Elements. And so I'm like, forget Stream Elements. I'm going to try really hard to move away from Stream Elements completely and and just write my own bot. So that's what we're working on. So part of it is just doing the entries and seeing how it works and just finding little bugs and making sure that all those get squished before all this goes live. So that's what I'm building. How did I rig them? Oh, dumpster dev. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I won. What was the first thing I think? I think I got like a little bottle of 3D printer filament adhesive. It's called Gloop. I think I won that on Loyal Moses' channel. And then, no, it was like the day before that, I was on Amish Ace's channel and I won like a big like Ninjago Lego set. My kids are actually putting it together. And actually, do you want to bring over what you've built so far? You don't have to come on stream, but like just... This is the kit so far. They're still in the process of assembling it, but I won this on Amish Ace's channel. So that was one of the giveaways, and then the other, and then I think on that same stream I won a Lego figurine. And then on Loyal Moses' channel I won the 3D Gloop. And then I was on Polymaker's channel and I won a spool of filament. And then I was on somebody else's channel and I also won a spool of filament. And I'm like I don't know how I'm like suddenly winning all of this stuff. And so I started feeling guilty. I'm like, I'm not going to enter like any other giveaways because I just won like a ton of stuff. One of the things that I did win though that I'm really excited about is a replica of the Darksaber from The Mandalorian. I got to show you this real quick. So let me go over to my browser here. So this is a life-size replica of the Darksaber from The Mandalorian. I actually won this. Amish was doing a giveaway on, or not a giveaway. They were so Amish and a bunch of other Lego streamers were doing a cancer fundraiser called Stand Up to Cancer. And basically every donation that you made, you got put in a giveaway drawing. And I actually got this as the drawing. This was like their grand prize. So I'm super stoked about this. And when I build it, I want to find some way like mounting it over the lights in the background, just put it on display. So I'm really, really excited about that. Yeah, like totally life size. And it's got a lot of really intricate detail and stuff like that. They've also got like other lightsaber kits, and they've got a lot of different kits that you get. I don't know whether it comes with a little Mando figurine or not. But it's really, really intricate, and they give you all the instructions. Like they basically source all the parts, and they like basically their whole thing is like, we're gonna go figure out how to build this thing. We're gonna put it together as a kit, and we're gonna sell the kit. And so they've got like just tons of stuff. They've got like helmets and like, check this out, $700 Captain America shield. Like that would be amazing, but also ridiculous if you dropped it. Like don't take that and like fling it at somebody, you know. But I've seen like some Iron Man masks. They've got these dino eggs, lots of lightsabers. I don't know whether the lightsabers actually like light up and glow or not. But the arc reactor one looked pretty cool. So like just lots of like movie prop replicas and stuff like that. So anyway, so I got the Darksaber coming, and so whenever that shows up, I actually want to live stream building that. I think it'll be fun, but I want to find some way of mounting it on the lights behind me here. So yeah, so I just decided, you know what, I just want to write my own giveaway bot and be really transparent about what I built, how I'm building it, how the code works, and let all of you see how that code works. And so that's part of what we're doing today, is just doing that code review and kind of looking it over. You know, just seeing like what are the commands that I can run as the administrator. Like I can go in and draw a monthly or a daily recipient. So every time I stream, you'll be able to enter a giveaway for that daily stream, and we'll be giving away like little 3D printed kit cards, like if you want to build like a little Starship Enterprise kind of thing. So I'll be giving away these kinds of things. Some of them are bigger than others. Like if you want to put together a land speeder from Star Wars, there's lots of cool little detail and stuff on there. And so I'll be like getting little cardboard envelope mailers and like mailing these things out to the recipient, that gets the giveaway for the daily, and then the monthly one is going to be like some really big prize that I haven't figured out yet. Or there may be multiple monthly prizes. But I just wanted to be really clear with everybody, like, this is how I'm putting things into the database. So I was showing everybody, like, this is how I'm using Airtable. Everybody gets a daily entry, for example, and then from there we'll figure out, okay, now that you're in there for the daily, I can do like bang giveaway daily and bang giveaway monthly, and it'll go through and try to figure out like all the recipients and so on. And then once I see you say something in chat, I'll mark you down as the winner. Well, I'll mark you as the winner that you were selected. So if I have to do a redraw, it's not going to pick you again and again. But once you respond in chat, then I can toggle that flag and say, okay, they responded. Now make sure you DM me, and I'll write down like which prize you're going to get. But yeah, just from a legality point of view, we shouldn't be calling you winners on these recipients, or on these giveaways. You need to be a recipient, not a winner. So I'll probably need to go through and change some of this. Somebody what? So my oldest just asked, if you get drawn for a giveaway and you don't want the gift, can they gift it to somebody else? Probably. Yeah, I mean, we've done that in the past where it's like, oh, you don't want that thing? If you want to gift it to somebody else, that would be okay. Or if you want me to send it somewhere else, like, yeah, that would be fine. And so what I'm thinking of doing is, with these 3D printed kits, for example, like I've got several things that are Star Wars themed. Like I've got the Land Speeder and I've got the Millennium Falcon, things like that. And so I could bundle these up as like a Star Wars bundle. Or, I've got several things that I could bundle up as like a Star Trek bundle or a toys bundle or, holiday bundle, which would be like little ornaments and things like that you can hang up. So I'm thinking about coming up with like a couple of little bundles. But again, I have to get a hold of the authors of these models and make sure that they're cool with me giving them away. A lot of them are flagged like you can't use them for commercial use at all. And this isn't a commercial use. I'm not selling them. I'm giving them away as part of the giveaway, and so I'm paying for the cost of the printing and the plastic and the shipping and all that kind of stuff. That's part of the giveaway. But one of the things that I want to do is as part of this whole like donation giveaway thing, like we're here to do a fundraiser. So if you want to donate, then I want to be able to say thank you by gifting you some sort of thank you gift. In the past, it's been a 3D printed dragon, and so I'm trying to figure out whether I want to do if I want to do more 3D printed dragons or if I want to do something else for the thank you kind of thing. In the past, I've had explicit permission from the authors saying, yeah, if somebody donates to your fundraiser, you're welcome to ship them a dragon. They got really expensive to ship around the world though. And so I was thinking for this giveaway, I might do something where it's like, if you're in the United States, I'll ship it to you. If you're in a different country, I might figure out some other way of saying thank you. Send you some other gift or something, from your country, like ship it from Amazon or something like that, just for the sake of cost, because it got really expensive. I spent like hundreds of dollars mailing these dragons all over the world, literally all over the world. We sent out about 70 dragons. Only 2 of them showed up damaged. One of them damaged to the point of being irreparable. Like they just couldn't fix it. It just showed up all smashed to bits, which is unfortunate. Because I tried really hard to like pack them really well, but none of them got lost, so that was good. They all showed up, but 2 of them were broken. Like one of them broke in the body, and they were able to kind of glue it back together. Another one, I guess, broke in several places, and they couldn't fix it. But it was also like $50 to ship them a dragon. I'm like, dude, I can't afford to like print you another dragon and ship it, to where you are. Like I just, I gotta be a little responsible with my money. Anyway, so that's a giveaway. So we're going to be doing those 3D cards. Again, I'm trying to finish like sort of finalizing what those kits are going to be and then get them into bundles. So if you're like a giveaway recipient, it could be something like, do you want the Star Wars bundle, the Star Trek bundle? Do you want a toys bundle? Like I've seen these kit cards with like animal shapes. I've seen kit cards with like holiday ornament types of things. Like the little holiday tree or Christmas tree, and you take them apart and they all fit together and they make like a cool little 3D model of the thing. I should probably like put one of them together just to show you all what they look like when they're actually assembled. And then I found this catapult one, which I really like. I know it's a little hard to see because it's black on the camera, and everything in here is kind of dark anyway, but this is a really cool catapult sort of design. And it's got all these 3D printed springs, and so you just basically put them all together and you like pull the lever down and it springs back and flings something across the across the room. If anybody remembers the old movie Short Circuit from like back in the 80s, found a model of Johnny 5 from Saint. So, and again, these were just test colors, so you're not going to necessarily get them in black and so on. Like the Millennium Falcon, I'll make sure that's going to print in like a white or a gray or something like that. Like the Land Speeder, we'll probably want that in some kind of orange or some kind of brown. So I've got plenty of filament. So I'm going to try to come up with like a bunch of these kits, and then we'll start doing the giveaways. So if you go check out the website, techinterview.guide, and look at the live streaming, you'll see on there I've got a full schedule of when I'm going to be streaming and when I'm not streaming. There'll be a couple of streams later in the month where I'm not going to be streaming because I'll be traveling. Multicolored prints on the bamboo. Yeah, if the bamboo shows up in time. I have no idea when my bamboo is showing up. I did order a second one. They said it was going to be delivered probably in October as well, and I haven't heard anything one way or the other on either of them, so hopefully. And I'm also waiting on some more parts to come in to finish building my Voron. The Voron's going to take 30 plus hours to build, so if I can get that built and tuned and ready to go, then I'll have multiple printers. I've got 2 printers already that I can print on. So no, it hasn't shown up yet. I'm still waiting. I was backer like 6,000 or something like that, so it's going to take a minute for me to get my my X1. The Voron kit that I got was the 2.4 kit, and it's a 350 by 350 build. So it'll be a nice big build, and so if I'm printing these things off, I'll get like several of these things on the print bed all at the same time. So yeah, that'll really help for kind of cranking through these things. I got a lot of plastic to get through, to be honest. I got a lot of filament that I want to try to get through. So yeah, we'll be putting bigger nozzles on and ripping through these things hopefully pretty quickly. So that's the plan for the giveaway for October. So I'll be streaming on additional days in the month of October as well. So watch out for those. The time on some of them is going to be TBD, but I'm going to try to stream more frequently in October, specifically for the giveaways. So we're still going to have some guests on the stream on Sundays. Thursdays we'll have the occasional guest. And then I'm probably going to be streaming Tuesdays as well. Maybe. We'll see. I might stream for a little while on Tuesday evenings, just for the sake of the giveaway and so on. But there's going to be a couple of streams later in October. I'm going to be doing some traveling, and I won't be online at all. So I won't be streaming those nights, but otherwise I'll be... you can go see the full schedule up on Tech Interview Guide. So once October 1st rolls around, which is coming up real soon now, we'll have a better idea around like what's the big monthly giveaway going to be. Just to kind of entice people in and follow and stuff like that. You will need to be a follower in order to do a giveaway. And it'll tell you if you try to do like Bang Giveaway. And I haven't decided whether Bang Giveaway is going to be like the final command. I might leave my side of it as like giveaway daily, giveaway monthly to actually go pick the recipients, but maybe your entry will be something a little different. I'm also trying to think of a way that I could randomize it a little bit so people aren't just like showing up and doing like the keyword and then like bailing again. So I might do something where it's like, I'm gonna like randomly announce, throughout the stream like what the keyword is, but not put it on the screen anywhere. And so you've actually got to like pay attention for a little while. You've actually got to hang out for a little while in order to find out what the keyword is in order to enter. But basically every time I stream, you'll be able, like whenever I go live on this channel, you'll be able to do that keyword. And so one of the things that I was thinking about building in here was have like an array of strings, and every time I stream, it's going to randomly pick one of those. And so you won't know until I actually go live, because I won't even know until I go live, like which one it's going to pick. But once I go live, it'll say, okay, you have to do like Bang Robot or Bang Land Speeder or Bang Falcon or something like that, and that'll be like your giveaway word for that stream, and then like rotate through some of those. I think that'll make it a little more interesting. I think maybe people will stick around a little bit longer and not just come and hang out for the giveaway. So that's what I'm thinking anyway. So yeah, so that's the code. Kind of walked through what the code was going to be and like why I wanted to do that code in a particular way. Always happy to take feedback. Always happy to take critique and things like that. You're welcome to chime in on Discord if you want to go join our Discord community and like give me feedback over there. Love to hear any feedback on the idea of the giveaway, and the giveaway bot and things we're giving away and like how well the user experience works and things like that. Just to kind of like make sure that, you know, as a community we're feeling good about what it is we're building here, because I want to make sure that people feel comfortable about how I'm building my code and that I'm not doing anything, you know, weird with their data and stuff like that. So like once the giveaways go out, I'll be sending you like tracking information. If it's something that I can send with tracking, you'll get tracking info, and I'll make sure that all that is in the database and things like that. We'll try to figure out some way of like, see if I can find some way for you to retrieve that yourself, like what's my tracking info. But we'll probably also not put in any kind of rule, like if you win a particular daily giveaway, like you can't enter a daily giveaway for another week or something like that. I'm probably not going to worry about things like that. But if people can win multiple daily giveaways, it would be more cost efficient to just bundle up all of your things and like mail them out once in a while. So I may not mail things like immediately. I may batch them up like every weekend or something. I'll like go batch everything up. But then if you win like on a, you know, one Sunday and then you win the next Sunday, like I would really like to batch those up and send you one thing instead of multiple things in the mail, just for the sake of shipping, because it'll probably be like $5 to $10 for each of the cardboard mailer things that I'm going to send out, depending on the size and the weight and all that kind of stuff. It may be a few dollars, it may be $10 or more. But also I'm probably only going to do mailings within the United States. So if you're outside of the US, I'll probably find some other gift that I can send you instead of these 3D printed things, just for the expense of it. So we'll figure something out there. Or see if I can coordinate with somebody in your area that can do 3D printing and ship it to you locally or more locally or something like that. I don't know. We'll figure that out. But always happy to take input and feedback and things like that on the process and the code and things like that. So I'll be going through and I'll like revise the code a little bit more. I'll probably do like one last code review, like the day that we start the giveaway, and just say, here's the final giveaway code. I'm not going to touch this code, you know, unless we find like a big bug or something in it. I probably won't touch the code after that. So yeah, I think that's where we're gonna go from there. Yeah, if you've got other questions, happy to take questions. Otherwise, we might start to wind down. I gotta do. Oh, just looking back through chat. I did a surprise speech at a conference recently. Got some sweet Lego flowers. That's great. Amsterdam says that looks amazing. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, the 3D printed stuff comes out really nice. Now I'll probably print like another set of these, but then also assemble them and show you like this is what it looks like once you build it. Like it's this big now, but once you actually build the thing, it's not going to be much bigger than like this, but like a little bit thicker, because it won't be that thin, obviously, when you actually assemble it. And some of them are going to come with like PDF instructions and things like that. So I'll make sure that gets printed out so you know how to assemble it and so on. And some of them have like really small parts, and so they probably won't be suitable for children, because you wouldn't want them to like choke on things, of course. But I'll do my best to figure out like assembly instructions and get the prints kind of set up and things like that. And then figure out like how can we do a bundle of these things? Like how can I do like a whole bunch of Star Trek, a whole bunch of Star Wars, a whole bunch of animals, a whole bunch of, you know, whatever. There's lots of like fighter planes and stuff like that, but I know not everybody's going to be into fighter planes. So I'd like to find the dragon that you got was very nice. The kids did not paint any of the dragons. No, those are just the plastic as is, fool, right off the printer. None of those dragons were printed or painted. They weren't painted. They were just printed in multicolor filaments. I don't recall which one you got. If you can describe the colors on it, I can give you some more information about the filament. I don't recall which one that you got. So yeah, so I'll figure out some way of like doing up the mailings, or maybe I'll just send everything out at the end of the month or something, and just do like one big batch of, you know, send everything out all in one. And some kind of dragon worm in a reddish blue. If I remember right, you got like a silk magenta dragon or something like that. But yeah, they were all kind of like dragon worm, like they were all articulated dragons. I don't remember exactly which filament that yours was, Fool, but yeah, I made a lot of dragons. That giveaway month, I think I made 70 dragons between the daily giveaway winners, because we gave away a lot of the daily recipients, not winners. There were a lot of daily recipients, and then also people that donated to the fundraiser also got a dragon as a thank you. Again, with permission from MacGyver, the modeler. It was with their permission for sure. Whoa, dude, good to see you in chat. Now that House of Dragon is running, it would be cool to have a desktop dragon. I mean, I could do dragons again. Let me grab some dragons here. I don't have any of the MacGyver dragon at the moment, but this style was called the Imperial Dragon. And this print actually failed, which is disappointing because this one was done in a really rare filament that they actually don't make anymore. It's called it's Dark Galaxy Blue or Dark Sparkle Galaxy Blue or something like that. And this one actually stands up if you pose it just the right way. It'll sort of stand up, and it's got a very light sparkle to it. It does look a little bit glossy on the camera, but the spikes failed on the back right here. You can see these ones don't look as smooth. They actually got a little bit janky, and so I didn't feel good about like sending that out, because normally the spikes on the back look like this. They're nice and smooth and textured and whatever. These spikes just got like really messed up, so I actually didn't send that one out to anybody. This is the same style, but a different color filament, where based on the angle that you look at, it had a different color, and then that filament ran out, and so I tried using a different red and blue filament with that same multicolor property, and it turned out to be a very different color filament. So the whole top of his head looks very, very different, but it's the same sort of effect of like, depending on the angle that you look at, it's either red or it's blue. And it you know, all of this turned out nice and silky, and then this one ended up being more of a matte finish where you don't get that shimmery shine sort of color on it. But you know, this one still looked kind of cool, but it's like, that one looks a little weird. Like, it looked really neat with a really bright red on his back, but again, it's like, I don't feel good about like sending those out. But that was basically the style of the dragons that we were giving away in May. It was in May. And then going into June, we kind of wrapped up the donations and the gifting. And then I basically met with an organization in San Francisco in June. I was out there for a business trip, and so I met them, and I'm like, here's a check for $3,500 that was raised by the community and then matched by myself. And so that felt really good. Just looking back through chat, they do make it from what I can tell. Changed from dark sparkle blue to galaxy dark blue. Yeah, so they had to change the exact filament mix, because apparently however they made the old dark sparkle blue was too expensive, and they were losing money on it apparently. So they had to change the formula of it, and that has to go through a bunch of QA to like really refine and get down and all that kind of stuff. And so they had to change the property of it. They also make it now in a PETG and not PLA. So these filaments are all PLA filament, which is it's kind of a cheaper grade of plastic. It's more brittle, where the plastic that I would do, like this catapult, for example, I would do this in what we call PET or PETG. And PET is what they make like water bottles and stuff out of. So like, you know, water bottles and like the actual reusable water bottles, they would use PET plastic. This PETG, which is basically that same PET, but with an extra, I think, glycol molecule or something like that. So they call it PETG, and it makes this really springy and not indestructible, but it's going to bend before it'll snap, where PLA, it's more brittle, and so it's more likely to just snap, and when it does snap, it tends to shatter. And so generally not advised for something that little kids are going to like nom on. The other idea that I could do for PETG are these infinite folding cubes. And so these things just, you know, they kind of infinitely fold. And I've got these things, like I've got dozens and dozens of these printed up because my kids were thinking about maybe selling these at their school. Where, you know, I've got cubes in different colors, hinges in different colors. And so I was thinking about like maybe sending these out as little kits or something. But again, like to put that in a little envelope and have it get to a location safely, you know, and not like ripped open or broken open or something, and you lose the parts and whatever. I'm trying to think of like something that's small and lightweight and easy to transport. So something I can just fit in like a cardboard, like paper mailer that I can just kind of slip in there. That's kind of why I was aiming or looking at more of these things, because, you know, this isn't exactly flat like a piece of paper. It's, you know, probably a 1/4 inch thick, but it'll be easy enough to put in a cardboard mailer and like ship out to people that way. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for the October giveaway. But I'm thinking maybe for the bigger giveaway, maybe for the bigger giveaway, we'll do like another one of these dragons. So I gave away one of these in the past as well. This is all 3D printed. This is actually the same Galaxy Dark Blue that other dragon was done in, other than the tips. Obviously, those are in a nice bright white color. But this one is actually going to get shipped out to someone else. So I'm actually going to get ready to package this up and mail this out to California. Because somebody wants to try their hand at painting one of these. And so I thought this would be a good one to send over if anybody's familiar with Babe Ross. Babe Ross is actually going to get this dragon and see if she can come up with some ideas about how to paint it. And I figured by starting with a dark color, then, you know, she can kind of add other colors on top of it, paint it whatever color she likes, and maybe do that on her stream. So I thought that would be kind of fun. So I'm actually going to get ready to box that up and send that out to her. So I might do like another version of that dragon, you know, as part of the big giveaway as well. And then once we draw the recipients or whatever, you'll get to choose like what kind of prize you want. And so we'll have those dragons. We'll have like maybe a Lego kit of some kind. Haven't exactly decided what the big giveaway is going to be, but we'll get that decided over the next week as we get ready for that giveaway. But again, it's all going towards this fundraiser. So I want to make sure that people that, you know, that donate can also get like a nice thank you of some kind. Just trying to figure out exactly what the thank you can be, because I don't want to make it seem like you are buying a 3D print as part of the donation, because that's kind of against a lot of their rules and things like that. So I'm going to reach out again this week to a number of 3D modelers and just make sure that I have their written permission that for the month of October I can do this sort of giveaway. So that's pretty much it. There's no other questions in chat. I think we'll go find somebody that we can raid into. Got a couple of 3D printers online that are doing their thing. Coding today. Let's go see if anybody's doing some coding today. A number of birthdays, a bunch of people doing like last minute subathon kinds of things. A Linux group. Nobody really doing much in the way of like interview prep on a Sunday. Seem to be the only one around. Oh, RC Maniac asks again, when does the fundraiser close? So the fundraiser is going to be open until the end of the year, so we'll close it probably like December 31st. We'll probably keep it open right through the end of the year, and then I'll do that financial handoff early in the new year. Sorry that I missed that earlier. Also, RC Maniac, I wanted to get your take on this. I was thinking about adding a chat command that the VIPs can do for a question queue, that if you see a question that goes by that I don't see, that it can get added to a queue, and then like a periodic reminder that kind of pops up like all these other like bot reminders. You'd be like, hey Ian, you've got a question in the queue, and like repeat the question for me. So I was thinking about adding a command like that to the chat bot. Just if I miss something, that you can just say like, go queue up this question. So it'd be like bang Q, like the letter Q, and then the username that asked it, and then whatever their question was. And then that way the bot can be like, hey, this person asked this question. I'll be like, oh, sorry. Yeah, let me go answer that. Just that way we'll see a little bit more about it. So I'm thinking about adding like a question queue of sorts, that if I miss something, that we make sure that things get answered. So I'll probably work on that this week too. I think that'll be an important one, because I know I tend to miss a lot. And as the channel gets busier, I'm going to miss more and more questions kind of flying by in chat, and I want to make sure that I get all those. Especially when I turn off chat when I'm answering questions. Well, it's not that I turn it off, it's just I ignore it when I'm answering questions. I want to like focus on the question that was asked and how I want to answer it or whatever, because I want to make that clip for YouTube and the podcast and things like that. So I don't want to, in the middle of that question be like, oh, hey, RC Maniac, good to see you in chat kind of thing, because that's going to show up in the YouTube video and in the podcast audio. So I didn't want that to be part of that, and so that's why I put the message in there of like, hey, I'm like not paying attention to chat over there for a minute while I answer this question. Tend to make a little more eye contact with the camera, but as the channel gets busier, I'm going to miss more things, and so I'm probably going to rely on VIPs and mods and stuff at some point. Not anytime soon. Like I don't have grandiose ambitions of like, oh, I'm going to be like thousands of followers in the channel every day and blah blah blah. It's like I'm ambitious, but not that ambitious. But I do want to make sure that if someone asks a question, that I answer it. So I'd like to have some kind of question queue like that. So Beats by Karma, thanks for dropping by. Appreciate the follow. Appreciate that. Thanks for dropping by the channel. For a dono question, I do a lot of donations, but work out how to not blow my credit card around things going on. Purchasing a ton of filament at Earth, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean that's something that I need to be responsible about too. Is like, I've got disposable income, but I need to be careful about how I use that disposable income. Like I can't just be dropping hundreds of dollars on everybody's channel that I go visit. But if there's a cause that I believe in, like Stand Up to Cancer, I've lost a lot of family members to cancer, so that's something that I really believe in. I really believe in diversity in tech, and that's why I'm matching all the funds that are going into that, because those are causes that are important to me. I think it's important though that people use their money responsibly. Absolutely. I think, you see people come in and drop like tons of gift sub bombs and things like that. It's like, I appreciate it if it's money that you can afford to use for that kind of thing, but I want to make sure that people are using their money responsibly. And that's also why I want to put a big emphasis on like, hey, if you donate to this fundraiser, you're not buying a 3D print. Like you're donating to this. Like I would like to send you a thank you of some kind, but it's not going to be like a dollar for dollar kind of value. But I may also have to, just for the cost of shipping and stuff like that, I might have to say like the donations, instead of like in May, I think I had the minimum donation at $10 to get a dragon. I may make it more like $25 now. Not to make it harder for people to donate, but more because of the amount of effort that it takes to print and box and get to the post office and the cost of shipping and things like that, especially since I'm also matching that donation. So I want to be responsible with my funding, like my own funding, to put into this kind of thing, because I'm matching these funds, but then I'm also paying for the shipping out of my own pocket. So the giveaway in May actually got a little spendy on my side of it, but I don't mind, because again, these are causes that I believe in and I have the income to do it. But I want to make sure that other people that donate are using their money responsibly, and they're not donating in an irresponsible way or in a way that's causing them harm. Which is also why I didn't want to do things like, if you donate, you get an extra entry. Like, I don't want to do that. I thought about it. Like, I thought seriously, like, oh, if you donate, I'll give you like an extra entry for every dollar you donate or something like that. But then it becomes a big bidding game of like, oh, I got an extra $500, so I'm just gonna like go donate that to Ian's thing, and now I'm gonna be guaranteed to win whatever prize he's giving away. Like, I don't want it to be that. So I don't know. I don't know what to do there. Like, if somebody donates, like, could I give them an extra ticket or an extra entry? I wouldn't feel good about that, because then you're buying your way into the giveaway, and that's not something that I really want to do. It was closing soon, that I need to work that in. No, the donation thing, like this is going to be like an ongoing thing. Like, I'm just always going to be raising money for this. So even in January, when all of this resets, I'm basically going to reset again for the whole year. But that money that we raise next year is going to be like an ongoing year-long donation thing. Or I may do it quarterly instead of like half a year. I may do like a quarterly goal, because again, my employer will match $1,500 over the course of the year. So if I can split that up into chunks, like maybe I'll do every 4 months, and then I'll do like a $500 donation for each of those 3 chunks or something like that. So I can max out my employer benefit for that as well, because they'll match up to $1,500. And I want to max that out as much as possible. I believe in this to the point where I want like other people like my employer to get involved, and they're happy to do that. So quarterly would be one thing, but quarterly, like splitting $1,500 up 4 ways, I guess that would still work though, right? 1,500 divided by 4, it's $375. It'd be nice if it was like a round number, like $500 or something. So I might do like a 4-month giveaway and just say like January through April. January, February, March, April, and then May, June, July, August, and then September, October, November, December. And then what we could do is whatever the 3rd month is of the 4, like that 3rd month will be like the 3D printed giveaway thing, like kind of that last hustle to sort of do the fundraiser. So the next big 3D print push will be the month of March, and then the month of July, and then the month of November, maybe. But 3D printing stuff in November, like shipping time to get out for holidays and stuff, is kind of iffy. That's why I wanted to do it in October. So I don't know. We're gonna have to figure something out there. So I'm always happy to take input and ideas on that kind of stuff. Where I work now, are we hiring or is hiring on freeze? We are hiring. Yeah, I do work at Postman. We are hiring. We do have open positions. The team that I'm on, we had 2 open roles, and we started interviewing. We kind of put a pause on it for a sec, but we're actively interviewing again for it. So we're not on a hiring freeze on my team, at least. I can't speak to other parts of the company, but I mean, we're not laying off people, so there's that. But yeah, we are hiring. We do have open roles. So yeah, you're welcome to apply. We're 100% remote, so you can work from anywhere in the world. Yeah, that is good. So yeah, so I'm happy to take feedback on the whole giveaway idea, because I really do enjoy the 3D printing aspect of it. And if I get these other printers in and up and running, especially with the multicolor one, I want to be able to do like, you know, the little Omnom print again, you know, this kind of thing, except with the antenna this time. I would love to 3D print more of these little Omnoms, and like, you know, or little things like this, you know, where I can do like multicolor prints reliably. The other one that I'm planning out that I'm digitally painting right now is the Deadpool bust, like digitally painting this in different colors and so on, so that I can actually print that on the bamboo when it comes in, and make like a decent size one. If that one works out, if the printer shows up in time and I can get that printed and looking good enough, maybe that'll be part of the giveaway or something. If somebody wants a big Deadpool bust or something, I don't know. We'll figure something out. But yeah, I like 3D printing. I think it's a fun thing to kind of print and give away, and things, you know, where, you know, people have like something tangible that they can sort of play with and put on a shelf and display, not just little knickknacks, but like something functional, like a fidget cube. Like I take these things everywhere. Like literally, I take these things all over the place. I took 2 of them to San Francisco, and other people are like, "What's that?" And so I ended up giving them away. And I'm like, I don't have my own little fidget cube on the plane. So yeah, I think my next trip I'm gonna like take a bunch of these with me. But these are better in PETG than they are in PLA, because the PETG just fits a little bit better. Like the hinges aren't as tight. The PLA, the hinges get really, really tight. Like those kinds of things, I want to like take that kind of stuff into consideration as part of all that. But, let's see. Is anybody doing development today? So yeah, I'd like to do a more regular giveaway, but I mean, I kind of envision like just doing this all the time, because this is something that I really believe in. It's something that's going to need like ongoing, long-term kind of thing. I don't want it to be like a one and done kind of thing. Like we'll just always have money being raised for that cause. So there won't be like a massive hurry, but for this particular giveaway, RC Maniac, I'll probably close it off at the end of December. Can I send you the Bamboo Studio project? I'm working on a library thing. I want to see what it encodes. Hey, Chrissy, good to see you in chat. No, PLA, polylactic acid. It's a type of plastic, basically, and it's made from typically cornstarch or potato starch. So it's not really biodegradable. Like, you can grind it up and it'll go away in like 50 years or 100 years, as opposed to like the 1,000 years that it's going to take for this plastic to decompose. But it's a little friendlier from an environmental point of view. They do make biodegradable plastics that are you know, a little bit easier on the planet as far as a renewable source. I've got one filament that they actually make from an algae, and it supposedly decomposes much faster. Most of it, though, you need to put through like an industrial incinerator or an industrial composter. Not incinerator. It needs to go through like an industrial composter, and then it'll actually compost back down to dirt. But only at an industrial level. Like, if you grind it up and put it in your compost in the backyard, like, it won't really biodegrade. But something about the industrial process, because the heat and the moisture and whatever, like, it decomposes faster. So, Chrissy Codes, good to see you in chat as well. So we were looking over the giveaway code for the October giveaway and looking at how I built that out in Python, and just kind of seeing like how am I putting stuff in the database so that when you do the giveaway entry thing, like, it'll go figure out like how many entries you have. You know, you can enter a daily giveaway one time, but then it also gives you like a monthly entry. And then every time I stream, you can enter that daily one, and it gives you another monthly entry kind of thing. Now XD, thanks for the follow. Not sure if that's how you pronounce your name, but appreciate the follow. Thanks for dropping by. So we basically did like a code review, and we found a couple of bugs. We fixed some bugs in it as we went. And again, I was just doing it from a transparency point of view so that people can see exactly what I'm building and how things are being chosen. Actually, one thing that I realized I didn't show was how the randomness is actually taken into account. So this is basically going through, it's figuring out like who you are, figuring out whether I'm online, because you can't enter the daily giveaway if I'm not even streaming. And then these are commands that I run, basically. So it's going to go through and like calculate, you know, how many entries there are for everything. And then if they're daily and monthly entries, and then choosing the actual recipients for the giveaway. And then for everybody else, it kind of drops down into this code here. So have we already drawn a winner for today, or a recipient, not a winner? I got to make sure that I go change all this code to say they are the recipient, not a winner. And then basically saying, did we already choose a recipient for today? But, you know, being the person running the giveaway, I can have multiple recipients. That's not going to hurt anything there. Although, if I'm drawing multiple recipient giveaways, then I don't really want to send the message here saying like the daily recipient has already been chosen. Maybe I don't want that message, but if I've already done the drawing, then I don't really want somebody coming by thinking that they're still in the drawing for the daily giveaway. I'll need to figure out what the wording on that's going to be. Hey Jager, thanks for the follow as well. Maybe I need a counter. So the database is kind of keeping track of the counter, but like right now, for example, if I went through and I drew like a daily recipient, I would go into the database and flag like, yes, this person, you know, was the recipient. And then anybody else that tries to enter after that, it would still count that daily entry towards the monthly entries, but give them some kind of message saying, hey, Ian already did the drawing. Just that way it doesn't set up their expectation of like, oh, I entered the daily giveaway, like, you know, and then Ian ended the stream and rated out, like, I didn't see the giveaway happen, like, you know, what happened. So I do want some way of saying like, hey, the giveaway already happened, but, you know, you're still in the entry, or you're still in the running for the monthly one. So every time I stream and you do ! giveaway, it'll enter you for the daily giveaway, but each one of those entries is also going to count towards the monthly giveaway. So you don't have to re-enter for the monthly one. Just every daily entry that you get will give you that many entries towards the monthly giveaway. So if you show up to every stream, and I'm going to try to stream 3 days a week throughout October, except for 1 week I'm going to miss 2 streams. But let's just use round math. Let's say I streamed 20 times in October. If you show up to all of those streams, you're going to have 20 entries towards the monthly giveaway. If you show up to all the daily ones and you enter all the daily ones. So that's kind of what I'm working towards in the code here. But one of the things that I didn't show is the randomness of like how you're being chosen. I kind of went over this really, really quickly. So when I draw the daily and the monthly, so for the daily one, what I'm doing here is I'm using the random library in Python to just say, like, of all the entries, just go take one random choice. And so I'm relying on Python's random feature here. And then I do the same thing up here as well for the monthly giveaway as well. So it's just using the Python randomness. So there's no extra sort of weight or anything. Like there's no extra priority given on anybody's entries. It's purely random. It's not absolutely random because there's always like some amount of like pseudo randomness involved in the actual math and the generation of the calculations and all that sort of stuff. But it's about as random as I can make it. Like I'm not influencing the randomness on this. With the giveaway that we did back in August when I gave away a 3D printer, I basically said for every day that you followed me, you get that many entries. And so when I do the giveaway, it goes through and it calculates, okay, Chrissy's been following me for 100 days, RC Maniac's been following me for 300 days, so RC Maniac gets 300 tickets, Chrissy gets 100 tickets, now there's 400 tickets, now we randomly pick from that, and this person is the recipient. And so I'm not doing any sort of influence on the weighted value here. Like if you follow or if you're a subscriber or anything like that, you get extra tickets or anything like that. None of that's happening here. This is purely like you do bang giveaway, you get put in the database. When I do a drawing, it's reading out of the database and it's randomly picking one of those people. And so there's no extra entries going into the database on this. But Chrissy, right before you joined the stream, I was genuinely thinking, like, if somebody gives a donation to the fundraiser, should that give them an additional entry? And then I decided not to, because I wanted to keep it a little more fair to people, where I don't want you to feel like you have to donate in order to increase your chance of winning. I have to stop using the winner word because with giveaways, there are legalities around it. So we're supposed to say you're a recipient, not a winner. But I want to make sure that people don't feel like, oh, I can't afford to donate, so I'm not going to bother. It's like, no, I still want you to enter. And so I decided not to put any kind of influence on if you donate to the fundraiser that gives you like additional entries or anything like that. There's nothing like that in the database. There's not going to be anything like that in the code. I want to make sure everybody understands like the full transparency of what I build, how I build it, what it's doing, what it's not doing, just making sure everybody's expectation is set correctly, so that that there's no like nothing sort of untoward going on here, that I'm not like monkeying with the numbers and doing something funny where it's like, I'm playing favorites or something like that, or there's no influence given on the randomness where like I'm caching the names of the winners and then I'm drawing out of the cache before I draw like other people or something like that. Like I was explaining on the stream, like I started winning on a couple of other streams, like winning spools of filament and winning little bottles of like 3D printer adhesive and things like that, and it felt like I was winning and winning and winning and winning, and then you go through this dry spell where like you don't win anything at all. And it felt really strange to me. It's like, why did I win so many things back to back in such a condensed amount of time? And it almost felt like something about stream elements was like, oh, Ian's winning, let's keep Ian winning. That's how it started to feel. And so I wanted to be really transparent about what I'm building and be like, there's nothing going on in here. Like I'm literally putting an entry in a database, I'm pulling it back out of the database and randomly picking one of those things. There's no extra weights, there's no extra privilege, there's no extra nothing going on here. And just be really transparent about it, because I feel that helps build up a little bit more trust in the community. Perhaps it's easier to call us whiners instead of winners. Ooh, yeah. Be a good loser. You should post that the giveaway already happened. Yeah, RC Maniac, that's a good point. Like we could say like, hey, the drawing has already been done. You can still enter for the monthly thing. So maybe it just needs to be like a little thing down here on the screen or something similar to how I've got like the type bang help, you know, for commands. Maybe it'll just be like, hey, the daily drawing has already been done, but you know, you can still enter for the monthly, you know, drawing or something like that. Or maybe that could be part of the thing that shows up over here periodically. Like while I'm streaming, it'll send out like, hey, don't forget to do like exclamation point, you know, keyword in order to enter the giveaway or something for today. Because I do want to build in like some kind of like random word where it's not just always like exclamation point giveaway, because I don't want someone to come do a drive-by and be like, let me go join Ian's stream, do bang giveaway, and then like bail. Like I want people to hang out for a minute so that they have to hear, okay, you know, by the way, if you're hanging out in chat and you want to enter the giveaway, it's like exclamation point something, you know, and they have to like enter that, but they've actually got to stick around the stream for a minute. Because part of it is I want to get viewership and I want to like build the followers and stuff like that, but I don't want people just driving by. But this kind of giveaway is going to be more of the drive-by. And then the monthly giveaway, I'm trying to figure out like what that's going to be and what kind of price limit I want to put on it. You know, in the past I've given away like lots and lots and lots of stuff. So I'm trying to figure out, well, you know, we're coming up on the holidays and stuff. It'll be nice to do a big giveaway, but I also have to think of my own finances and stuff like that. So Chrissy says, if someone wins a daily entry, can they enter on another day? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so there's not going to be any limit on that kind of thing. But what I was saying is like if you get chosen as the recipient, not that you win, if you're a recipient multiple times, like how can I batch that up and send you one package as opposed to sending multiple packages? So there's definitely some consideration around that. And then, you know, as far as the kinds of things that I want to send out, they're like little kit cards, you know, like this. So this is like a land speeder from Star Wars, for example, that I would love to send out. But I need to contact the modelers, like the people that make these, and be like, by the way, I'm doing a giveaway. I'm going to be like promoting your models as part of that, but there's no money involved. There's no money exchange. I'm not selling these. Like I'm literally printing these and giving them away, but I want to be really transparent with you and let you know that that's what I'm doing with your model. But some of the models I actually do want to contact the modeler, in this case, Fix'em Dude, and say, hey, if people actually donate to the fundraiser and they actually send in a donation, I want to send some kind of thank you. And is it okay if I send them some of your prints as a thank you? But I want to be really clear that you're not buying a 3D print. You're just getting a thank you for some kind of donation. Just want to be really clear with folks about that. And then other folks were asking, like, what about the dragons? So I do have like little mini dragons like this that I could print. Once I get the bamboo printer, and I'll start working on like, you know, multicolor kinds of things. I'd love to do some multicolored dragons as well, if they'll print it in a reasonable amount of time. But actually go through and like digitally paint some of the dragons and do those in multicolor as well. And I'd also love to do this dragon in multiple colors as well. I think that this would be a fun one to do. This one prints in multiple parts, multiple pieces. This one I think I already glued together, so I need to figure out like how to send this very carefully. So this one's going over to Babe Ross, who's a streamer here, does a lot of artwork on Twitch. So I'm going to be sending this one over to Babe Ross for her to paint on stream. All I've told her is that she's getting a dragon and it's going to be very dark in color, and then she can figure out like whatever colors she wants. But I would love to do this in a multicolor as well, and have like, you know, like maybe the different parts of the you know, the wings, you know, be different colors, like the arms of the wing be one color and then the actual fin of the wing be a different color or something like that. But I'm also thinking like this might be like a really cool like grand prize sort of giveaway thing as part of the giveaway as well. Maybe a Lego kit, something like that. So looking at lots of different options there. Got about a week or so to finish deciding on that. People should have to be careful. People should be as careful like you with the model's copyright. Yeah, some people don't care about the copyright. But a lot of the modelers that make these things, they say very specifically, this is not for commercial use. Like and basically what that means is they don't want you selling them on Etsy. Like they don't want you just going to Etsy and eBay saying like, oh, here's this 3D printed dragon, like, you know, pay me $40 or whatever, and I'll send you a printed dragon. Or, you know, in the case of that one, that would be a lot more than, you know, $40. It'd be more like $100 for that thing. But they just don't want you like mass producing them and selling them and making money off of them, although some people still do. But it's really hard to enforce the copyright. But if you don't enforce it, you can lose the copyright. So there has to be like the whole, like, you have to be willing to like chase people down and actually like you know, do lawsuits and sue people to stop and send cease and desist letters and all that kind of stuff. So so I just like to be really upfront with the designers and say, hey, I want to use your design, I'm giving it away, just FYI, you're welcome to come by the stream and say hi to everybody if you want to. I'm going to be giving you lots of shout outs. I'm going to send people over to your page to like go support you, etc., etc. But for the thing where people donate and I send a thank you, I want to make sure I have written permission from the person that makes that model saying, yep, it's cool that you do that. So like one of the dragon models we gave away in May, I actually had written permission from MacGyver saying, yes, if people donate over X dollars, you can send them a dragon. He was absolutely okay with it. And then I sent him a message back saying, dude, we raised like $5,000 for that. And he's like, wow, I can't believe it. Like, he was super excited that we were able to raise that much money and that he was able to be a part of that. So I was really happy to like help support him on that. And I asked him straight up, I'm like, can I send you some kind of thank you? Like, do you want me to like send in a payment or a commercial license? He's like, no, it's not necessary. Like, I was happy to be a part of it. And he was really, really cool about it. So, but I don't want to like milk that and like go back to MacGyver and be like, hey, can I do it again? Like, I want to, because I know he's probably going to be okay with it, but at the same time, I don't want to make it sound like I'm taking advantage of that. So I do kind of want to rotate things. Although a lot of people in the 3D printing community here on Twitch know me as the Dragon guy now. So we'll see. Or the Dragon Master, I think they were calling me. But we'll see. RC Maniac, good to see you in chat. Thanks for dropping by. I'm going to wrap up here pretty soon. Still waiting to see if anybody is online that we can go stream. Oh, Mayan Wolf is online. So we'll go stream over to her. I was waiting to see if Leon was going to show up from 100 Devs. He usually does like an office hours thing on Sunday, but I think it's a little early for his office hours yet. Cool. Well, let's go right over into Mayan Wolf, and we'll see you over there. Be kind and respectful, please. So yeah, we'll go right over there. This Thursday, Zooey is going to be on stream. So for those of you that have hung out in chat, you'll know Zooey's one of our VIPs. Zooey got a job using the advice on this channel and from others. But I actually spoke at Zooey's code school last fall, and Zooey started kind of implementing some of the advice and actually went and got a job. And so we're going to be interviewing Zooey on the stream on Thursday. So come back on Thursday, hang out with us. And then next Sunday, the person that was supposed to be a guest today, they ended up doing some travel and their hotel wasn't going to have good bandwidth. So we bumped them to next week. So come hang out next week. We'll have them on the stream. And then go check out the schedule, because I'm going to be streaming Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday in October, mostly for the giveaway. So we'll have some extra giveaway streams and stuff like that where we'll be giving away these 3D prints. And I might be doing some Lego and stuff like that as we go. And so yeah, let's go right over to Mayan Wolf, and we'll see you over there. Have a great Sunday, everybody. Hope you all have a great rest of your weekend. If your weekend's already over, we'll catch you next time. But thanks for hanging out today. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for walking through the code review and like helping me find some bugs. I always appreciate that. I'll do one last code review as we launch the giveaway and just say, this is the code. I'm not touching it beyond this unless we find like a major problem. But yeah, we'll go right over to Mayan Wolf, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll see you on Thursday.